Okay, you guys, this is Suzanne Tidkemeyer, formerly of No Longer Quivering, now just of myself. I wanted to elaborate a little bit about the Albania thing because I've had a lot of people asking me about it, sending me emails, there's been comments. My friend that moved to Albania, I think the way that she went about it is exactly how you're not supposed to move overseas. Now, this is just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but what I picked up from talking to her and talking to others who know her well, it's a perfect illustration of how you are not to move overseas. Okay. What did I want to start with her? Okay. The most important thing we move overseas is, like I said in my last piece, research, 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 research for days on end. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to move here and come in with confirmation bias and decide to ignore any practical advice. The thing with her moving, it was kind of funny. Everybody who's asked me about it, who knows this woman, including my daughter yesterday, said, did she move there for a man? Is it a 90-day fiance kind of situation? I said, well, I really don't know. I don't. I really don't. That's a possibility, I have to say. And it would explain the extreme confirmation bias that I saw when she started moving there, as opposed to how we went about moving to Costa Rica. Here's why I'm concerned for her, and here's why you have to really check these things out. She told me she was moving to Albania because it's cheaper. Yes, it is much cheaper. The reason it's much cheaper is their economy is just shot. Albania has no economy. Everyone is impoverished there. There is very little economic opportunities for anyone. She'll not be able to get a job because she's not a resident, she's not a legal resident there or a citizen. Most of these places require you to jump through some kind of hoop. Even here, if I were to say, okay, I'm going to go wait tables at the Waffle Monkey, I couldn't do it. I don't, my residency certificate is not finished yet. When it is, I could, but I'm old and I don't really need to do that. I'm not going to worry about that. But my friend, um, I know that that I know what her financial situation is. I know she's going to have to work. The other problem when you move to a place with a bad economy is the fact that they view all foreigners as an open wallet, particularly if you're from the United States. They'll think that you're dumb and rich. They think everybody from the United States is rich and they take advantage of you. When I heard what she was paying for her apartment, which is $400 a month, and I looked at Century 21 Albania online and looked at what the apartment prices were and saw for that price, you could have a luxury condo in a high rise in Tirana. Tirana, I think that's it. So you suffer from the gringo shuffle that I keep talking about, where you get overcharged because you're American. She doesn't know Albanian. Now she knows two or three words of it. It's crazy to move to another country and not understand the language. It's one thing to not speak it well, it's another thing not to understand it. If you're going to move to a foreign country, it really behooves you to go down to your local community college and sign up for a very reasonably priced foreign language class in that particular foreign language. That's what I did here. My Spanish is still pretty shitty, but it is getting better and better all the time. And I understand. I fully understand when people talk to me now. I just don't always have the vocabulary to say everything I want to say back. You have to do that. If you don't know the language, you're really going to struggle and suffer. She said that it was a peaceful place. Not true. The U.S. State Department has on their website describing the extreme violence in the southern half of the country, banning anyone who works for the federal government for going to certain cities because of the drug violence, the drug running, and the drug manufacturer. So that's not true. She gave me an answer that she wanted to move there because there was socialized medicine. Well, yes, Albania does have a form of socialized medicine, but the citizens still pay at least a copay. If you're a citizen or a resident and you're paying into their system, then yes, you can use their healthcare system and pay your little copay, whatever that would might be. But if you're a foreigner going anywhere, okay, you are not eligible to use their healthcare system. Even insurance covers us over here. We have the type of health insurance that covers us and it reimburses, but it still costs the cash up front unless you're having a surgery. It works for us because our copays, our entire bill for going to the doctor is less than our copay in the States. So I'd be laying out that same money whether I was in the States or whether I'm here. So you really need to fully investigate what the medical system looks like in each country. She is claiming how wonderful it is in Albania with the medical system. The truth of the matter is, in Albania, and a lot of my information I have is from the State Department website on this, most of the doctors and the nurses have been part of the great brain drain away from Albania. They've gone over and France and other countries that are short on doctors and nurses, and they're making a living wage instead of the usual $464, which is the average wage in Albania for a full time worker. When you have those kind of stagnant wages, you're going to have people that are going. So there's no their supplies like bandages and ointment and things like that. They don't have anything. There's no ointment and things like that. They don't have anything to another point. Stopped counting their COVID cases. Don't count them as having COVID. Which way is north? Okay. North of us. They screwed up governments. And in Nicaragua, the lack of COVID treatment, about saying there, she's talking about station isn't correct. The way that their visa, take your money from the embassy here in San Jose, and it's really the smart thing. Educate yourself before you move anywhere.